Hey, everybody. Welcome to Bearded Baker Banter, the sports podcast where we talk about, we haven't said this in a while, boys, sports.
That's right. That is right.
Welcome, Trent. Welcome, Trey, to this beautiful, rainy May 10th.
Yeah, man. It's been this whole week. I think there's been one day where it was nice, but
yeah,
definitely getting that rain in. That's for sure.
Yeah. Thought it was April showers.
Right.
Sports podcast or weather podcast, guys? What are we doing
Yeah.
here?
We are
A little bit of both.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, so I want to start off with a number. That magic number is 103. Can anybody tell me why that number is significant?
Yes, I can.
Go ahead.
103 straight series without being swept for the Orioles.
Yes, that's correct.
Wow.
Mm.
103 series, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think that dates back to when Adley Rutschman was called up. 2 years ago now, almost. So yeah, we're looking at 103 series. I'm not gonna lie, the Washington National series had me a little sweaty, especially going into extra innings, having to close it out in the 12th the other night. But looking at the fourth best in Major League history right now, sitting at 103, which is kind of wild to me when you think that's a big number, and that's only fourth best. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, there it is, boys. There
Unofficial,
it is.
official Orioles podcast.
Hey, one of our listeners, Bill, don't turn it off yet now. I know you didn't like that as a Yankee fan last week. So
Man.
there it is. Let me show it again, Bill. There you go.
Oh, man.
All right. So, hey, we starting out here with the baseball diamond, huh?
That's right.
Yeah, let's do it. Strike, ball, wild pitch. Huh?
That's right.
Who's-
Who wants to
who's
lead us
starting
off here?
tonight? Yeah, leading
Ooh.
off.
I guys, I feel like I don't ever lead off, so I feel like I'd like to lead off tonight.
Go ahead, Tyler. Get on base for us.
Yeah, get a little wiggle
right.
in there.
So I'm going to start off with a strike. All right, something that I do like. I also just think it's kind of an interesting statistic here, but right now I like the AL East defense. Right now the AL East, yeah, that's a curveball. No, the AL East defense right now they have 3 teams in the top 7 in terms of runs against. Number 7 actually sits the Orioles, which I think the other night against the National Series kind of bumped them up because I know they were sitting at 5 there a day or two ago. But they're giving up 3.72. The Red Sox are actually sitting at 4, and that's at 3.51. And then you got the Yankees right now at 3 with 3.45. So AL East, I mean, we always talk about how that is the best in baseball. But just the fact that right now, man, defensively, and I know the Orioles, they were giving up like 2 runs a game there for a couple consecutive, 2 or less, several consecutive games. But yeah, so AL East defense is my strike.
I like it.
Also goes into some of the pitchers too that those teams have.
Yeah.
You know, across the board. I know the Red Sox are struggling, but still.
So I was just looking at when you brought up the AL East, I was looking at some stats. The Orioles and the Yankees. Runs scored for the Orioles 187. Runs scored for the Yankees 188. Runs against for the Orioles 135. Runs against for the Yankees 135. Or I'm sorry, 134. Yeah.
Neck and neck, man. Holy cow.
How crazy is that?
It was crazy.
So yeah, that's wild.
That goes back to the idea of Trey. I think you spoke about it last time. Is like it'd be nice as an Orioles fan to like get some breathing room, right? Like the Orioles go on these hot streaks, but it's like, yeah, there's really never any cushion.
Right.
Feel comfortable that, oh yeah, we got our division wrapped up, pretty early. Like some of these leagues, they're jokes, in my opinion. Where there's one team maybe that just runs away with it, and the rest are just farm teams for everybody else, kind of like the Marlins.
Actually, Trent, that's going to segue us in. I actually disagree with that this year.
I do have one other thing though, Trent. So
Okay.
Could you say, all right, there's never cushion, but right now they're always pushing.
You could possibly say that, I guess.
Is that what they say? Is that what we're saying about the AL East? Sorry. All right. Trey,
Sure.
go ahead.
No. trend is actually goes against what you kind of said, but I do agree. That's usually how the MLB season is. There's a handful of teams that run away with it that are going to make the playoffs and kind of be the powerhouse of the league. This year, I think it's a lot. I think the competition level, the records, everyone's kind of hanging out around 500. There are 3 teams at the bottom: the White Sox, Rockies, Marlins, that are farm teams, like you said, trading away everyone and anyone for anything. So you have those bottom half teams. Then you have the handful of teams that are at the top. I would say Orioles, Phillies, Dodgers, but all of these all of those teams have been proven to be beatable. So, Trent, I hear what you're saying. A lot of times, like I've mentioned, it's pretty predictable in the season how it's going to go and who's going to be there at the end. But this year, I think it's a toss up for the most part. And that's my strike.
Yeah. Well, Trey, before I get into my strike, are you willing to make that beer bet yet?
Which you'd have to refresh my mind.
Astros will not make the playoffs.
Nah, not willing to yet. Maybe if you gave me okay,
yeah,
so you're not,
okay. Don't even spin it to make me sound like any sort of way. All you are just not taking the beer bet. Don't have to make it. It's okay.
All right.
Astros did beat the Yankees yesterday, 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I'm not taking that bet.
Okay, fair enough. Little kitty cat.
Trey, give us your strike.
Right. My strike is a specific team, and that is the local Philadelphia Phillies. First right now. They're in the top 3 for power rankings. I'd probably say they might have after Phillies did lose kind of a bad one to the Blue Jays, but I was going to say it was Dodgers, Orioles, Phillies at the beginning of this week. But I mean, those 3 teams right now, I mean, they're all top, top dogs in the entire MLB. They're going to be there when it comes to postseason. But Phillies are 8-2 in their last 10. They are top 10 in all major offensive and defensive statistics right now.
Wow.
So that is without his name slipped my mind right now, who just got hurt. He's going to be out for 6 weeks. Trey Turner.
Okay.
So he's going to be out, but I mean, I don't know. I always think the Phillies are an interesting team because they are up there in top 3 highest payrolls right there with the Dodgers. They bought a lot, they paid for a lot, and I don't know. They still, whenever it came to the postseason, the past 2 years, they've always had kind of an underdog mentality. I don't know, because they were a wild card team and the Braves were so dominant, but that kind of shocks me to some degree.
They always make that last push at the end too, so it's should they have even been in kind of thing?
But they should, right? They should be right up there at the top of they should be winning their division more than they have. Granted, at least they take care of business with the Braves when it comes to postseason. Some people will say, but look at the Phillies schedule. But that's one thing in baseball is the good teams win the games they're supposed to, if that makes sense, right? Yeah. You've got to win those series. When you play those bottom of the barrel farm teams, you got to take care of business. You got to at least it's tough to go 3-0 in a series, but you got to at least get 2 out of 1. So yeah, I'm all over the Phillies right now. Every single year, I think I say this, I just don't like wagering on games with the Phillies. There's some lines that jump out to me. As you guys know, I'm a big final first 5 unders guy, especially under 4.5. And look, things are getting close to the other day, and okay, that's fine. Bryce Harper, hit a grand slam to make it 8-something against the top pitcher in terms of ERA in the MLB. So, but yeah, Phillies are hot. I think it's going to be interesting when they get some big time series coming up, because they did have a little bit of a nice favorable schedule. But hey, got to win those ones. So they're taking care of business and ahead of the Braves right now, which
Tough to do.
I kind of, and you know what I find funny though, Trent, that you said not about the Phillies, but the fact that we consider the Blue Jays a possible bad loss. When, correct me, I mean the Blue Jays should be a pretty dominating team, and they're struggling. I mean, I like their pitching. I think that they have a lot of big batters, but they're not. It is a bad loss because they aren't, I don't think, playing to their potential for whatever reason that is. But
I mean, I'm looking at it. Is their shortstop still out with a torn ACL? Pretty sure he is. He tore that last year. I don't know if he's back yet, but I don't know. I think Guerrero had his one big year 2 years ago. And then I think where they're hitting, I think it's a little bit of a hangover of missing out on Shohei Ohtani. Like that. I think they were ready. They went all in. They pushed for him, and they didn't get him.
They gambled, didn't they?
Ooh.
I thought Trent was going to go there when he said they're all in. I'm like, oh, push the chips in.
Well, not Shohei. He had no idea.
No clue.
And we'll believe that because the government told us so. No, okay, sorry.
Hey, if you don't mind, I mean, Trent, you actually perfectly segued my wild pitch a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Kind of go striking ball, but if you guys don't mind, I'm going to throw a wild pitch here. My wild pitch is actually the Phillies winning the NL East this year over the Braves.
Tyler,
that's so wild. Don't get too crazy over there, Tyler.
That was my wild pitch about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Ty.
So the Braves have won the NL East since 2018. They have 18 titles since 1995. Last time the Phillies won it was 2011. They have 11 titles since 1969. So, but to kind of piggyback off your Phillies talk here, I do believe that the Phillies will win the NL East this year. I think they're starting stronger than they have in the past, whereas they usually fit, like I mentioned earlier, they usually finish stronger. Yeah. So
that's true.
That's my wild pitch. So different team. And Ranger Suarez is pitching pretty well for a guy that's usually not up there with their Nola and Wheeler and all that. You know, right. Suarez right now is actually a top 10 pitcher. If you
Tyler just likes my wild pitch from a couple weeks back. That was my wild pitch, and Trey dogged me. Trey said the same thing. He said, "Oh, bold statement," because they weren't first yet at that time. But it's okay, Ty. I'm welcome aboard.
All right, I'll go with my wild pitch. Mine's kind of like it is a wild pitch because it's kind of out of nowhere, but mine is that Pete Alonso gets traded to the Chicago Cubs.
Ooh.
He's on a contract year. I think the Mets know he's going to walk. So I think they're going to try to get something out of him. I think the Cubs have a lot to offer, and I'd say they're contenders this year, or have the capability to be contenders, and that would just kind of really move them up in the ranks too, I think. So
they hit the ball well, and somebody like Pete Alonso would help that even more.
Right. Yeah. And I feel like Pete Alonso is I think he's like a baseball guy through and through, just like, you know what I mean? Like a purist. And I could see him playing at Wrigley and really enjoying it. What are you going to say there, Trent?
I was going to say, Cubs have good pitching too. There's I can't pronounce his last name.
Shota Imonga.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah. It's the exact guy I'm talking about.
Yeah.
His ERA is like sub 1 right now. Like it's like 0.7 something, but
Trey's good at pronouncing those names.
Yeah, he almost it was between the Cubs and the Red Sox for where he was going to go.
Was it really?
I think so, yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. We'll have to ask Bob Costas.
Yeah.
If you don't know what he's talking about, look it up.
Yeah, we'll just leave it there.
That's interesting, Trey. That's Mets were kind of sellers at the end of last year, so yeah.
I think it would be smart of them to trade him, to be honest, because he's gone. He's not staying there.
Yeah. My wild pitch is also player specific. And it's kind of out of nowhere, I guess, but I don't know. My wild pitch is, I believe Mike Trout's career is over within 5 years unless he becomes a Philadelphia Philly.
Wow.
Yeah, his body fails him every single year. Every single year. This year, it's a torn meniscus already, right? And my take on it, I think earlier when we discussed him a little while back, was I think it's kind of like the Christian McCaffrey syndrome of if he becomes a part of a contender, I think those little nagging. Now I get meniscus is a little bit more serious, but I think those little nagging injuries of knee pain, sore back, pulled oblique, like I think those things just go away. Winning can make a lot of little bumps and bruises not feel as painful. And losing makes them hurt a heck of a lot more. So my bold prediction, I could have got a little bit more bolder and said maybe within 3 years. But I just think it's over for him. I think his career's done. Don't get me wrong. I'm not an anti-Mike Trout guy in that sense. I'm just like anymore. I look at him. I'm like, okay, yeah, he's good for a couple weeks. Like, I mean, he was up there with the AL in home runs, and now it's like,
he always is.
Now you're going to miss months of the season again. So
you said that though too about him a couple weeks ago, like because I remember when he got hurt, you texted us. You're like, "Well, and there it is."
Yeah,
I think it was that week.
I think Trey and I kind of got because you said something about Mike Trout, Trey, and then I said, "Well, no, he'll be good for one more week, and then he gets injured." And then you're like, "Well, I wouldn't say that." And I said, "No, he's injured every year, and yet again, his body failed him." So I mean, I feel for the guy because he could have been, in my opinion, generational talent, but
he still was.
I think he still is in a way.
Yeah.
Nope, not anymore. He's done.
He's got a lot of good ability. Hey, he's got a lot of good abilities, but you know what the best ability is?
Fishing.
Availability. And he doesn't have it, so
very true.
Hey,
very true.
You should put that on a t-shirt.
So
I can't take credit for that. It's been so
I would like to. I'd like to get going on our ball here. Okay,
it's Trent's favorite. Go ahead.
You got to be careful. If I say plural, if I would have said, "I got to get going on our balls here," it sounds real terrible. Right? So
I was waiting for you to do it. I was like, "It's Trent's favorite."
Yeah. So my ball. Sorry. This is kind of interesting. Orioles related, obviously. My ball is the Orioles City Connect jerseys. Burn the hell out of them. Never wear them again. That's what I'm saying. Okay?
Like it.
Get rid of them. I think they suck. Okay? I think they're stupid. They just don't fit. I mean, they don't
make any sense.
Exactly. So,
none of the City Connect jerseys are good.
Here's why. 5-9 in the City Connect jerseys. Okay. We have a negative 41 run differential.
Wow.
And ready, Tyler, you're going to be like, hell yeah, burn them right now this second. They were wearing those jerseys the game that Bautista got injured.
Yep.
So, Baltimore Orioles City Connect
some
jerseys.
gasoline on them.
Mr. Rubenstein, Mr. soon-to-be Splashland Man himself for temporary.
Dude's awesome.
Get rid of them. Burn them. If you ever wear them in a major series,
oh no,
it's gonna drive me nuts. So I just want let's just they're there, but we're not ever gonna wear them again. I mean, they just don't work for us. So it's my opinion. That's my ball.
And Mr. Rubenstein, if you are listening, just hit me up. I could design some cool ones.
Yeah.
Just let me know. I got you.
Take a look.
We can put an actual real Oriole bird on your jersey.
Official.
Oh man.
All right,
Maybe make the hats sing every time you touch them or something.
Oh.
Like an Oriole
like a
tune?
An Oriole sound.
No.
Little tweets.
I'll go with my Tyler.
All right, go ahead.
So mine's pretty simple and straightforward. It's just the Marlins organization as a whole right now. More specifically, the front office. What that I think it's their GM or president of baseball operations, whatever it is. They have a million titles for those guys. When he traded the batting title champ from last year, Luis Arraez, and people are upset about it because he got next to nothing for it, for a guy that's always on base, one of their best players. He's young, has a lot of upside to him. He goes, well, we weren't going to make the playoffs anyway. Says that out loud in a press conference. And man, you are a quarter of the way into the season, and you're already telling your fans that, hey, we're not making the play. Like, talk about shooting yourself in the foot. Like, is anyone going to come to your games? Probably not anymore. Like,
no.
And why would they? Why would they support you at all? Are they going to buy your merchandise? I wouldn't if I was a Marlins fan. Like, that's who wants to hear that? So I thought that was very disappointing. And it just like, I don't know. I almost feel like they should be punished for him saying that. Like, it just makes me so mad to hear a general manager, someone that's in charge of making roster moves for your team, say, we're not making the playoffs this year, this early into it.
Yeah. It's like tanking almost.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. They I mean, them and honestly the Rockies too. I don't know. I'm sure maybe not you as much, but Trent, you remember when they became a franchise, back in the day. And do you? No.
No.
You don't. All right. I don't know. I feel like whenever there was like a new franchise of some sort, like we always got like a new hat or something of that new franchise. Like when we were kids, I think you had a Marlins hat and I had a Rockies hat. And at that time, the Marlins were better. I'm like, damn, he's got the team that's winning. Like, shit.
Yeah.
But
you're a big like color purple guy though, growing up too.
Still is. I think.
Yeah.
I'm not making a joke about it. I'm serious. You were like a Darkwing Duck fan and
Darkwing Duck. Hey, the purple parrots on Legends of the Hidden Temple.
That's what I'm saying.
Guts,
I remember.
Guts, I used to cheer for the purple team. Yeah.
Still like Barney.
No, that was me.
Yeah.
Thank you, because I that was actually too young for me.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's I don't know, Trey. I mean, you're right. I mean, the Marlins, I know they tried the rebranding with the Miami thing and new logos and trying to make it hip and cool, but like I don't know what they're doing. I mean, there's nothing to draw them. I mean, and you can look at a couple sports with that too. There's just certain franchises that you're like, what's the attraction? Like, why would I actually want to be a fan of them? Number one, they suck. Number two, it doesn't seem like anybody cares about them. So it's like, what are you going to do? I mean, and I don't know the answer. I mean, unless you just burn it down and rebuild it with new people.
Yeah. Then any loyal fans you did have probably lost interest this season because you said that.
Yeah. Which is like the Arizona Coyotes in NHL moving to Salt Lake City. It's like, who are they going to be now? Like, I've actually seen some pretty funny logos.
Actually, I was going to say, I think it could be pretty cool.
It could be awesome. They could really do something.
Yeah.
The Salt Lake City Soakers. That's perfect.
Once again, if you don't know, look it up. Not at work.
Yeah.
Not at work.
No, if you're looking at them, and this is completely off tap, but like maybe somehow coordinated with the Utah Jazz. You know what I mean? Like in terms of maybe like colors or some sort of unity with, the team. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't even know if the Jazz. I don't even know if the Jazz know their colors. Like some nights they're back to their yellow and purple, and green, and then the other night they're like, or next night they're like, a crimson, red, and orange. I'm like, the hell is this? Like
they got to go to the Stockton jerseys, back to that old like
the old logo,
like the purple, like almost like that old soda fountain cup. You know what I'm talking about? Those colors.
Yeah,
where it's like purple and blue.
Trey, I think.
Yeah, but there was like a
Marlins red too.
Yeah, I agree, Trent.
I like that turquoise and that silver. Back to that silver Marlin on that turquoise hat. Like, you want to get a little excitement, you might get some fans back. You might sell some gear if you brought that back. Like
you talking about the Marlins again?
Yeah, I was going back to the Marlins. That's what I'm saying. That turquoise blue that you were saying that was a Marlins color. So yeah. I don't. You're right, man. Marlins, new stadium, new design. They had that stupid little like fountain thing in center field that looked real like Toys R Us setup type deal out there.
They did end up removing that.
Yeah, but I mean they blew up that. I mean, I actually think Derek Jeter literally only went there to make sure Stanton became a Yankee. Like that's my thought.
Wow, yeah.
Like get a big bat.
Yeah, because he's gone, right? He's out.
He's in the Yankees, man. He looks like crap though.
No, he's talking about Jeter.
Oh yeah, Jeter's gone. Sorry, yeah, Jeter.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about Jeter. I was like, wow, Jeter looks bad.
Oh no, sorry.
I'm like, how old is he, Trent?
Yeah.
No, it's
Is he still married to Mariah Carey?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
That was a joke. All right.
Oh, okay.
So
your ball,
Ty. I know my ball here is World Series predictions, simply for the fact that the Orioles aren't higher in terms of prediction percentages here. So these percentages are coming from teamrankings.com. If anybody's familiar with that, I know we use that with college basketball a lot. Definitely use it for baseball. I've used it for football too. But so from team rankings, the percentages here in terms of teams to win the World Series, I'm going to give you 4, mainly because the 4th is the Orioles. But the number 1 team right now is 28.6. That is the Dodgers. The second team, which again kind of surprised me, I guess it's just because baseball's so long. Braves at 20.3. Third is the Yankees at 12.2. I mean, pretty stocked lineup. And then the Orioles are sitting at 4th right now at 8%. Right on the nose.
Oh, I'm surprised. Phillies 5th.
Hang on. Yeah, they are. Hold on, I have it. They're 5.3, and yes, they're 5th.
Okay.
Next is the Rangers.
Next is the Rangers at 5%. Yep.
Good, man.
Oh,
can we go?
Todd, can I ask you? Where do the Astros fall?
Okay.
That's a good question. The Astros right now fall at 1.8%,
which is ranked what?
1, 2, 3. There's 3 other teams higher than them. They're all sitting at like 2 point something. Because after you got the Rangers at 5%.
Oh wait,
you actually
tell you the next.
Wait. Go ahead.
Hold on.
You're not gonna get this.
Hold on, don't tell me. With the Padres.
I'm waiting. No.
The Diamondbacks?
Padres are actually lower than the Astros.
Wow. That's surprising.
Yeah. And they're 20-20.
Dang.
Who'd you say? The Diamondbacks?
Yeah.
No, not the Diamondbacks.
The Brewers? Milwaukee Brewers?
No, they're pretty low too.
What the heck? Who is it?
Seattle Mariners.
Okay.
3.3. And honestly, though, if you look at it, though, I think it's because the AL West is like jam-packed with teams. Yeah. You know, you got the Rangers at 22-17, you got Mariners at 20-17, and then it goes Houston at 12-24, Angels 14-23, and then Oakland's at 18-21. So, and in case anybody's wondering, teams with 0% chance to win the World Series right now: the White Sox, the Angels, the Athletics, the Nationals, the Marlins, the Pirates, and the Rockies. Everybody else has some sort of inkling of a percentage.
Wow.
Dang.
But, yeah.
All right.
So,
hey, I do want to say, guys, it is very, very nice of the Pirates to allow, what's his name? Skeens? Is that
Skeens?
Yeah. How about they're going to actually allow him to like do a little bit of a showcase for other teams that he's going to end up potentially playing for this. So, hey, come on, pitch this weekend, pitch against the Cubs. And, you know, all these teams are going to be there scouting them, you know, and they're going to say, yep, we want them. So, hey, good for them. And then, hey, it's a vicious cycle. Pirates are going to get another top prospect, and they're going to do the same damn thing over and over again. So, I thought that was pretty neat. Good for that. But seriously, I'm excited to see him pitch. Don't get me wrong.
What?
But in reality, look at it, guys. Garrett Cole was there too. Don't forget that. Right? So it's like,
that's a good point.
It's an endless cycle for some of these teams that drives me nuts. Is your farm teams for other MLB teams.
So real quick, just to per our conversation the other night, all right, Trey, what's your K prop number for Skeens on his opening day? You just give me one number.
Who's he pitching against? The Cubs?
The Cubs.
Let's say
real quick,
4.5.
give me a number.
4.5.
Trent, what do you say?
Damn, I was going 4.5 too.
So you can say the same number. Most pitchers are the 4.5 area.
I've never really seen him pitch. So I got to go 4.5 for a rookie.
All right, I'm going 5.5.
All right,
and I would I'm not saying this is a pick at all, but I would say I probably would say under 5.5, but he's going to get 5.
Ooh. No, don't make that your pick.
No. That's
okay.
that. I'm gonna bet that, but that's gonna be a side pick. Like,
yeah, we don't have enough experience yet for that. But
no.
The other thing, guys, I got to laugh about it because I think we probably all did the same thing for our ball. Did we all think that one of us was going to pick Kimbrel for our ball? Yeah. So nobody picked it.
I almost changed mine after last or 2 nights ago.
I purposely did not, but man, that guy. I know Hyde. I give Hyde credit for saying we're going to stick with him, but there comes a time where I think it's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome.
Right.
I don't know.
But listen, he and this is what I said. At least he has the guts to pull him before like shit really hits the fan. The fact that he's pulled him. Hold on, but listen, I know shit has hit the fan. All right, he's blown saves and everything else. But listen,
3 of his last 6.
But how many times have you seen closing pitchers where all of a sudden, it's tied and it's like, well, might as well leave him in, and then it's like it's just this entire steamroll. Like, I am glad that the last 2 times he's gone out and he's like, you know what? No, like, you're done. Like, you suck. Sorry. And I'll tell you what, the guy was
don't put him in to begin with. Then don't put him in to begin with.
Well, and that's what you're going to start to see. He's going to have to start either being some sort of like one batter relief pitcher versus some sort of closer. Yeah, like
isn't the rule you have to face 3 batters?
No, unless that's changed.
I thought it was a 3 batter rule. We can further explore that, but I'm pretty sure you must. I thought it was a 3 batter rule.
I'll get the stat guys on it.
I guess you have to face at least 3 if the inning is still going on. I think it is.
Okay.
I do believe there's some sort of 3 batter rule now where you can't bring a guy in for the first time, let him get 1 out, then pull him, and then there's 2 more outs to go. I'm pretty sure. Now you could bring him in with 2 outs down, and then you can finish the inning. But I'm pretty sure.
I bet that's a pace of play thing.
It is. It was a pace of play thing because then you could potentially go like tit for tat, like tit for tat. Is that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't realize you say the word tit in that saying. As I said it,
2 tits, 2 tats.
Okay,
tit tat tat.
1 ball, but yeah, because you
2 tits, 2 tats, and 1 ball.
You could potentially get a scenario that could slow the heck out of the game if you would sit there and go, oh, pitch and change, 2 or 3 times where you gotta wait for a pitcher to warm up. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. But I thought that was funny. I totally thought one of us was going to be taking Kimbrel, but I will say, hey, this would have been a pretty good wild pitch. The Orioles would have single-digit losses if Bautista was healthy.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, that's tough, guys.
That's spicy.
No,
it's still baseball.
Dude, but it's Bautista, especially early in the season. He's so on point early in the season.
Yeah.
I think he is probably throwing catch on the side over with his dad though.
Yeah.
Toss the ball.
Hey, they do.
Remember the one day they were like, oh yeah, he's throwing catch.
Oh yeah,
remember the one picture? And Trey's like, "Oh yeah, with his dad, the side yard."
Yeah, he's just playing catch.
That's it, playing catch.
He's progressed to
Hey,
playing catch.
Real quick,
let's be real though.
Richard popped up.
Uh-oh.
Got
First one.
We do miss King Felix right now. Oh, sorry, man. Mariners fans. Remember how up in a tizzy they went about that last year? Do not call him King Felix. He is not King Felix. But anyway,
remember I tweeted that guy.
Yeah, you did. You did tweet that. Oh, that's funny. But
all right,
Tyler
let's jump.
Tyler is known for X beef, Twitter beef.
Yeah,
because him and MC Hammer went at it back in the day.
That's true. That's
true. Legit.
Well, yeah.
So,
man, that's throwing it back there. And he was a childhood guy that I liked. And he just started arguing with me. I'm like, what's going on?
It was weird. He used to stand in front of the mirror and do the can't touch this dance.
Naked.
No. Trey, what? Trey, did you watch? Like, what the heck, man? Like, you're weird, dude.
just hammer pants. No shirt, hammer pants.
Oh, goodness.
Jiggling all around.
I'm getting a weird visual right now. Anyway, so hey, let's. I have one quick touchdown turnover NFL wise, and then we want to just make some quick picks for other sports that we don't tend to talk about too much in their postseasons. Right. So I don't know if you guys follow a lot of the NBA, but Austin Rivers, former Duke basketball player, had a pretty interesting and very, very hot topic of debate this week, which was I can take 30 players right now in the NBA and throw them in the NFL. You cannot take 30 NFL players and put them in the NBA. So here is my statement that you have to say touchdown or turnover for, obviously. It would be easier for an NBA player to make it in the NFL than it would be an NFL player to make it in the NBA.
I'll start. I think that's a touchdown. So Austin Rivers got a lot of heat for saying that.
So you're on Austin Rivers' side?
Yeah. I'm on Trent's side. I'm touchdowning Trent's statement that it's easier for an NBA player to transition to football than it would be football to perform in the NBA.
Which is Austin Rivers' statement. That's Austin Rivers' statement.
Yeah.
Trent, you just said it would be easier for NBA players.
I know. So the point of touchdown turnover is I make the statement and you have to say
it. And I said touchdown. I think it would be easier for an NBA player to perform in the NFL than vice versa.
Gotcha. So he is agreeing, Tyler, with Austin Rivers. He is.
Yes.
That's what Austin Rivers said. Yeah.
And I'm touchdowning your statement.
Okay.
Spiking it. Because I think we've actually seen it. We've seen power forwards in college basketball, not even at the elite level of the NBA, make it into the NFL as tight ends and linemen or wideouts or whatever it is. And I think basketball is a very skill-oriented sport. So physically wise, yes, it would be really hard for basketball players to be able to withstand the physicality because they're not used to that. But when it comes to actually performing the sport at a high level, I think that it would be more likely that a basketball player could play wide receiver or running back, or heck, you could put a freaking big power forward on the line, or defensive line. But I don't think you can get out there. I don't think a running back or Tyreek Hill would be a talented basketball player enough to be in the NBA. That's my thought.
Do you want me to? I'll let you go.
Turnover. In this day and age, these NBA players right now, not a chance in hell could they play in the NFL. Not a chance in hell.
Why?
Because they're all babies and they're all soft.
Well, it's a good thing you can't tackle in the NFL then. So what's it matter?
For the most part, Trey, there's no way. There's no way, dude. I mean, you could make the argument that maybe Jimmy Graham Antonio Gates and maybe Julius Peppers, all right, may have been the last ones that probably could have. All right. But if you look at anybody right now in the NBA, all right, can you name me one guy that you could say that you would put there in the NFL and be very successful?
LeBron James.
Oh, there he is.
Oh my gosh.
Giannis.
Right,
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Absolutely
No,
not.
what, dude? He's like glass.
He'd get killed.
He's literally
What?
made of glass. He's
Tyler,
literally made of glass.
He's a 7 foot tall, slap together muscle man.
And he's made of glass.
No, he's not. How can you say that?
There's no way. If
Okay.
and
Anthony,
I'm going back.
Edwards. Anthony Edwards.
No.
Zion Williamson.
There's Zion maybe.
No.
But he's also
No,
but he's made a silly putty. Okay? Because which I'm saying is less than glass. All right. But there's nobody. I don't know.
That is a bad. That's a bad. That's a bad analogy.
I disagree with you guys. What NFL players would be NBA players?
So can I add mine?
I put Trent Williams as a power forward.
Tyler, and what's he
Watch
gonna do?
Trent Williams.
Does he know how to dribble a ball? Can he even dribble a basketball?
Go ahead and watch Trent Williams documentary, and then you can tell me about Trent Williams because Trent Williams could be a power forward.
So here's what I'm going to say: is it kind of goes? I'm going to say touchdown, but I get what you're Trey. I get what you're saying for like the skill purposes, because I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had teammates that were really good football players, and when it comes down to like playing basketball, it's disastrous. Yeah. But I have had some good teammates that could sit there and probably in college make the college basketball team that was at our school, right? And that was in the NEC conference. But I think more so you don't see it as often because basketball is such a limited opportunity. You know, you get five guys on the court at a time. You might play 4 bench players in the NBA, especially when the time counts. Regular season, maybe a little bit more. So there's really not a true opportunity. So if people want to use examples of current ones, that's fine. I guess the funny thing is whenever you sit there and think of, oh yeah, these guys could play football if you took an NBA guy like LeBron. But the only positions that you're really saying are tight end and wide receiver.
Okay.
There's nobody that is going to be able to block. There's nobody in that league that would be able to cover. There's nobody in that league that would be able to tackle and take on those freaks that are 6'8", 340 pounds. Because none of those guys in the NBA would be able to hold their ground. Listen, everybody can pass, everybody can throw. I just did.
But can you read a defense?
Everybody can catch, everybody can throw, but can you do the work in football, which is block and tackle, right? The best teams that continue to play at the end of the year are the teams that are best at tackling and blocking, right? And really, there is nobody in the NFL that would be able to do those positions. I mean, that's why, Jimmy Graham and Gates might have been a little bit better, but those guys weren't blockers. They were they were lining them up out wide, and they were freakishly tall and could jump.
We're not.
So.
That wasn't the question. It's not who can block. It's
who can. I said touchdown. I do.
But
agree.
It's all transferred skills.
Yeah.
Yes, Tyler, and more skills from the NBA transfer to the NFL than the opposite.
But I don't think players do. I don't think current day players right now. I don't think there's anybody that could actually sit there and be like, well, I'm done with my basketball career. I think I'd rather just play in the NFL and would be successful. No. There's not a single one.
Nobody wants to. It's easier. It's easier to play in the NBA.
Agreed.
Yeah. That's the thing. But if it's so easy, more guys would do it. Yeah. But it's not easy. Nobody will do it. There's more guys. They'd say, hey, play basketball so you don't damage your brain and your body, right? Football is a tougher sport. And it's skilled too. It's just basketball is skilled.
And honestly, I feel like, and this is why I say like in old school, like, I don't know, maybe let's go back to the 90s. All right. Shaq probably could play in the NFL. Sean Kemp probably could have played in the NFL. Charles Barkley probably could have played in the NFL.
And you guys don't think LeBron could play in the NFL?
Not anymore.
Not at 40. No. Maybe when he was younger.
I'm not saying that. In his prime, LeBron would have easily been an NFL player.
Okay, so but let's look at that, Trey. How many years has he been in the league?
20.
Okay, so and this is not a knock on LeBron, but I'm saying LeBron 20 years ago, the game was different. The game was a lot different. The players were a lot different.
In
All right,
football?
he's no in the NBA.
NBA.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is 20 years ago, the NBA was still, hard-nosed, bang around, like tough. Nowadays, guys are just fleet of foot, running around, jacking up threes from half court. And that's all the NBA is. The only team that I'll say, and this is maybe shows my lack of the NBA right now, but the only team that plays any sort of defense is the Timberwolves. All right. Because everybody is just like, well, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, I'll flop. I'll do this. And this is where I'm saying, this is why I say generational. If you would have told me, all right, 90s guys, all right, or maybe even early 2000s up to like 2010 even, all right, NBA basketball was different. All right, it has changed a lot. All right, in the last
and Tyler, I could say the same exact thing about the NFL. The same exact thing about the NFL. If you hit someone too hard now, it's an automatic first down. You can't grab a player by the hip.
But it's not the players though. It's the rules. The rules have changed, yes, but you have guys that are bigger, faster, and stronger right now in the NBA. In the NFL.
And you have it.
No, you don't.
Tyler,
in the NBA,
sport.
In the NBA, they are much daintier and skinnier and lankier.
But they're more athletic. They're more powerful. They're faster. They jump higher.
That doesn't transfer to the NFL.
What? All right.
You have to have some muscle.
You are so blind to this.
Hey,
like, how do you not?
Guys. We've all played.
Being stronger, faster, jumping higher doesn't translate to the NFL. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. Now with pads on.
Okay, we're done. We've all played the sports, both basketball and football. Okay, we have our stances. It's okay. That's why it's for debate. You're not going to convince one or the other right now to agree. But that was my touchdown or turnover. Do you guys want to move on to postseasons of the other sports? Get our picks in and
sure.
Let's call it a night here.
Call it a weekend.
A day.
I'd like to continue to argue with Tyler about this preposterous debate, but
we can bring it up again next week.
Well, I'll start with what are we doing? Just the championship matchup, we think? Are we picking a winner or no?
No. We are picking. We're looking to see who's going to win these current series that are going on at this point.
Yep. So who's going to be your teams out of the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference that'll play to go to the Stanley Cup and go to the NBA Finals?
So since we are talking about the association right now a little bit, let's start NBA.
Okay.
I could rattle you off right now. So probably the one that's standing out to everybody is Nuggets Timberwolves. Timberwolves are currently up 2-0 on the Nuggets, and then
games in Denver too.
Yes, and then the other series right now, which is 1-0, the number 1 seed Oklahoma City is leading over Dallas. However, we are recording as the game is in the fourth quarter, so Dallas is up on them as we speak. But so let's go Western Conference here. Who you guys got in the series with Timberwolves, Nuggets, and then remember, we don't need to. You just give us your winners, and then who do you got between Mavericks and Thunder?
Yeah, I like the Nuggets and the Mavericks playing in their conference championship.
All right.
I'm sorry. I did not mean to say Nuggets at all.
I was going to say yes. Thanks, Jay.
No. I swear to God, I don't know why I said Nuggets. I meant Timberwolves and Mavericks. Sorry.
All right. I am Thunder Nuggets.
Ooh.
It's also my nickname.
I am Thunder.
That is an awesome nickname. If that was your nickname. Jeez, that's good. Oh man, I'm gonna go. Although I do have a wager before this series started on the Mavericks to win this for positive money. I don't know, just watching the team, I think long term, because of health reasons, I think the Thunder are going to pull it out over Dallas. and then so I'm going Oklahoma City Thunder, and I am going Timberwolves in this one. But real quick before we move on to the East, can we just say that Oklahoma City, with one of the most impressive rebuilds in a short amount of time, and they completely stole Gilgeous-Alexander from the Clippers for Paul George and tons of draft capital. So that is a
Yes, they
great,
did.
I will say that is one organization that went from having three of the most impressive players at one time and then giving them all away to rebuilding to something where I think they're going to be around for quite some time. So
They were younger than North Carolina Tar Heels.
Yeah,
That's
true.
crazy.
All right. So in the East, we have Cavs and Celtics. They're currently tied 1-1. And then the other series is the Villanova Wildcats versus the. Oh wait, hold on. Sorry, I was wrong on that. It's the New York Knicks, aka Villanova Wildcats, and they are currently whooping up on
The Pacers.
The Pacers. Thank you.
There you go.
I froze up there. I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Come on, Trent. Come on.
Yeah, sorry. That non-skilled football play that I did back in the day, Trey.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so
Trent's the second Neuralink patient.
So, hey, Mr. Thunder Nuggets up there, why don't you get us started here?
All right, out of the East, I am going Celtics and Knicks.
I'll echo those picks as well. That's my conference final.
Yeah, the only thing that makes me weary on it, because I'm also going Celtics and Knicks, is I mean, you look at the Knicks injuries right now; they're adding up, and I think their 5 starters average over 40 some minutes. So
yeah, but they get all the referee calls.
Tommy Thibodeau might want to start finding some of his bench players. But hey, you play to win a game. It's win or go home. So Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is the guy, man. Mm-hmm. He's the guy. He's doing something special with 4 straight games of 40+ points. Hasn't been done since Jordan. So, yeah, I like that. I like those picks there too. I just overall, I know we'll give our future picks, but I don't know how anybody's going to be the Celtics in 7 games. I really don't. That's going to be interesting. But
I think that way about the Timberwolves.
Yeah, that too. It's a good point. That'd be a heck of a matchup.
They're playing stinky tough. Yeah,
we are 100% seeing a changing of the guard in the NBA. 100%.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Sure.
I mean, that team in Phoenix, for them to lose with Durant and them, Curry losing, the LeBron and the Lakers being absolutely awful. I mean,
even Giannis. Well, he didn't play, but
yeah, it is a changing of the guard, and I'm very cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm totally convinced there's something weird going on with Anthony Edwards and Michael Jordan. There's something very, there's something. It's too weird. Allegedly, but I'm not. It's another day, another time. But my God, even the way they play and the moves they make and everything, it's like, what the heck? It's weird. But
let's move on over to the ice, boys.
All right.
You guys want me to take a lead on this?
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right. So we got the eastern side of the thing here. We got the New York Rangers versus the Carolina Hurricanes. And then we have, should we start there?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, that one's pretty straightforward for me. I'm going Rangers out of that matchup.
Oh, here, I'll give the other matchup, but you can tell us both teams. You got the Rangers versus the Hurricanes. You got the Panthers versus the Boston Bruins.
I'm going Rangers Bruins for me.
Okay. Chip?
I think I'm going to go Rangers Panthers just because I want to see Dave Portnoy whine about the Bruins. He's been on a heater. He's due to lose.
He has been on a heater.
So I'm going to say this is where the law of averages comes back to bite him here with these futures. So I'm going Rangers Panthers.
All right, I am going Rangers Bruins. Although I will say that watching that Kachuk fight the other night against Pasta Kachuk can fight, man. And I know I talked about him a lot last year, but I don't know. I'm going to go Rangers Bruins. I think the Bruins are just a little bit tougher and can actually have some longevity there with stuff. But
I'll do
Rangers,
a beer bet. This is a blind beer bet for me because I have not watched a lot of hockey, but I'll do a beer bet with you guys. I'll take the Panthers over the Bruins.
I'm not going to take that because I want the Panthers to win. But
yeah, I'm going to pass on it too.
My gosh, you guys are no fun. It's
let's look at the next. Let's look at the next one because Western. Here we go. All right, Western Conference. We got the Canucks, Vancouver Canucks versus the Edmonton Oilers, and you got the Dallas Stars versus the Avalanche.
I'm going Stars Oilers.
Okay.
I am also going Stars Oilers, and I think, I won't say what I think. I guess that's too far out in advance. But I just think McDavid and the NHL, they need that to happen. They need him. Yeah. They need him at least in the Stanley Cup.
I don't think but I think he could do that without the NHL needing it. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not. Hold on. I'm not saying they're setting it up. I mean,
that's what you made it sound like.
I don't.
Script.
No, NHL doesn't have a script. That's the NFL. That non-skilled league. But I just no, Trey. I'm saying I think it's good for hockey. If kind of like we just said with the NBA, I think it's that changing of the guard once again to where
you love that.
Move aside, Sidney Crosby.
Trent loves changing guards.
He does.
What's yours, Tyler?
All right. I'm going Oilers. I'm going Oilers Avalanche. Love Connor McDavid, but I also love McKinnon from the Avalanche. Yeah. I know, again, as we're recording, Stars are up pretty big right now in Game 2 on the Avalanche. So it'll probably end up being 1-1 unless something crazy happens, which it does. So I'm going Oilers Avalanche as my picks. And honestly, obviously we are all Flyers fans. Disappointed they're not in the playoffs, but I'll tell you what, the last couple of years, because the Flyers haven't been in, the two teams that I've followed so closely throughout the season and in the playoffs have been the Oilers and the Avalanche, and they are both very fun to watch.
They are.
So, yeah. That's where I'm going. The Lanch.
All right. All right, fellas. Well,
hey, great episode. Appreciate everybody listening. Enjoy your weekend. Hey, next week might have some things, mixed up with some people out and things like that. So, some life events are happening here. Some babies being born, some people being, traveling. So we'll play by ear. We'll definitely have a cast episode. It might just be me, everyone. So I might just talk to you by myself. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's like an audiobook. Yeah. Listen to while you sleep. It's fine. Put some calm in the back. I don't know. No, we'll still have an episode, but next week is PGA Championship. So pay attention to some of those odds and stuff because we're going to put out our top 10, top 5 winner, surprise winner. Regardless of who's on the cast, we'll still put out a board for that so everybody can see. And next week, Preakness. Next weekend, next Saturday, the Preakness. So
back on the horses, baby.
Keep an eye out for that stuff. And guess who can actually train some horses in this race, boys?
Bobby Baffert.
Good old Bobby Baffert. AKA, shoot, I can't think of his name. Feel it in my plums.
Oh man, who is that guy?
Will Ferrell's character.
You're right. He's pounding down, baby.
Yeah.
So.
All right, fellas.
But keep an eye out for that. But again, enjoy your weekend. Have a great one. See you, Trent.
See you later,
Nuggets. See you guys.